being helped by medication. So I don't know what to do about that, but I'm done with infusions now until 4 weeks from now. So yeah, every 4 weeks, so the next infusions will be 4 weeks from now. No, yeah, so that is how it's gonna be. So just heading home. Sometimes I feel like I'm not strong enough to drive. I do appreciate when Ashley is with me. This time around she was not, because she's in school. So I'm driving. I'm having a lot of nausea though, and they just gave me some Zofran, like a big dose, 8 milligrams, before I left. I just left actually, but it's kind of not helping. So I'm gonna wait until I get home to take something stronger. I'll take some Phenergan when I get home, because it does help with migraines and it does help with nausea. So I'm just heading home from infusions. For those who are joining me for the first time, I do this every 4 weeks. And I do them because I have lupus and I have scleroderma, and that is how I fight. The side effects are usually kind of brutal. Those who have been with me after infusions know that I don't even like to get out of bed. So I'm just gonna go take some nausea medication, some strong nausea medication, and I'll probably just go to sleep for a while. I'm just trying to stay ahead of the migraines. Yeah, so those are the side effects. Mostly it's just migraine. Sometimes the migraines are so bad that I have to go to the hospital because I can't stop having pain and I can't stop throwing up. So I kind of have to stay ahead of the migraines, But anyway, this is how I fight now. This is how I fight. I'm not complaining. I'm not whining. I'm just like walking you through my journey. My journey is a journey of willpower and fighting. Hold on a minute. Sorry guys, I was just like removing the sound so that you guys can hear me, because I can't see you. I'll read through your messages, and you can share my stories. My stories, my whatever is private, so you can share it, just to probably encourage somebody going through the same thing as I am. Not complaining though. So yeah, so I have been doing 3 days of infusions. It's brutal. And because now we are gonna talk. Oh my gosh, I don't even want to know how to say this. I had COVID. I got COVID. Yes, I'll let that sink in. I did have COVID. And so they could not let me go to the infusion. So I missed a whole month of infusions because of COVID. But let me tell you something that probably you guys want to hear or want to know, for those people who are feeling like the vaccines don't work or whatever. Actually, all my doctors have told me that the vaccine saved my life. Because you have to realize that COVID is a pulmonary disease. I am very, very, very immunocompromised. And I'm not gonna, I know how I got it and I know where I got it from. I can pinpoint the person who gave it to me. They were not vaccinated, and they went to the hospital. They were in the hospital for more than 3 weeks. The person who gave it to me. Okay, so, but for me, I was sick for like 3 days, 3-4 days, around 5 days, 2 of which were really bad. remember going to 84, 87. One of my doctors had told me that they are gonna send me to UT Southwestern, direct admit to ICU. I did not go. I did not go because I was fearing. Let's be honest to each other and talk about your fears. And I cannot see your comments, and I'll read through each comment later. You can share these because I want to share some important information about vaccine and about COVID, because I have gone through both. Sorry guys, that is me leaving the dotted line. Anyway, so I was supposed to be admitted in ICU because they were fearing my lungs. I have scars in my lungs. I have something they call pulmonary fibrosis. And because COVID is a pulmonary disease, they were really wanting to preserve my lungs. So they wanted me to go to ICU so that they can be able to preserve my lungs. And that would have probably involved me being on a BiPAP, oxygen, or even intubated so that they can try to preserve my lungs. So I did not go, but I was miserable. One night, I remember it was a Tuesday, and my friend Carol can attest to this, and she was with me. A story for another day. We'll come and talk about that. But she was with me, but she never got sick. Nobody else at my house got sick, including Ashley or my mom or even my best friend Carol. Nobody else got sick, and I exposed them. But one of the days I was really sick, and I was alone because everybody left me because I had COVID. They called my bedroom the COVID unit. Ashley actually laughs at that. I'll tell her to give me the recording she had when anyway. So we were calling it the COVID unit just because. And one night, I remember that Tuesday, I called Carol at 2 a.m. in the morning, and I told her, I seriously can't breathe. I seriously am considering now calling the doctor and telling them I'm taking the ICU route. And I was stupid to stay home, but I could not breathe. And that is the time I now started not smelling anything, not tasting anything. And I went and opened the deadbolt side, like the way you have like the doors. I went and opened everything that is securing me from the inside, so that like somebody with a key can just come in and open the door, because I was like, if I now, like, I know I don't want to die, but if I do, I don't want them to break the door down to find me. So I opened the deadbolt, and I decided to now just go sit in my bed and struggle. And so that is how bad COVID is. Now imagine if I had not been vaccinated. If I had not been vaccinated, I can guarantee you 99% of what my doctors are telling me, that I will not be here telling you what I'm telling you. That vaccine saved my life. I know everybody has their reservations about it. I know, we are talking about breakthrough, why am I getting vaccinated, and vaccinated people are still getting sick. That does not mean that you're not going to get sick. It just means that you're protected against hospitalization and death. Delta variant is what I had. So Delta variant, I was weak, my chest was hurting, I was having diarrhea, I could not eat. And for the days that I was alone at home, I regretted every single whatever of that. I regretted. And I know people put themselves in danger for the people that they love. And I do appreciate my mother. My mother came in my room every single day when she came back from where she was. She came to my room every day. She did not care whether I had COVID, whether I was gonna give it. She did not care. She put an N95 mask. She took care of me as a baby. That time I was having, oh my gosh, the Delta variant is horrible. The Delta variant is horrible. I am telling you, the diarrhea, the nausea, the headaches, the chest congestion. I ended up getting treatment, like they did give me antibiotics for the respiratory part, for the pneumonia, for the viral pneumonia in my chest, and it cleared very well. So I have not had any residues in. I cannot feel any shortness of breath as much as I was feeling at that time. So I'm telling my story so that you guys can know that you gotta fight. You gotta know how to fight, and sometimes we are given the tools that we need to fight. We just have to take the tools. So my mom was when she realized I was really sick, she would take care of me, and that cleared within the first 5 days. I started now eating again. The diarrhea stayed for 2 weeks. The diarrhea stayed for 2 weeks. The shortness of breath eased out. So the problem now I'm having, now that will explain why I said I was going to come back live in an hour and I was not able to. I'm having a lot of fatigue. Now you have to realize that with lupus itself and the autoimmune disease itself, I already have chronic fatigue. And now I have fatigue from long COVID. So it's double. So I have to take some rest breaks in between. So I sleep a lot, and I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying this is what is going on. Anyway, so I have been going to I have had a lot of appointments in between because they want to check how my lungs are doing. I also have something they call intracranial pressure. Intracranial pressure is where the spinal fluid is going at a very high rate in your brain, and your brain does not know how to handle that, so it causes a lot of migraines, a lot of discomfort, a lot of that. And so I have medications for that. They want to see whether the medication is working. If the medication does not work, then they'll have to put some shunts in my brain so that they can help with that. But that is a story for another day. Today we are talking about, so my life is like that. So I went to the doctor because they have been checking. They wanted to see what exactly is going on after COVID, and to see how I'm surviving. And they have checked almost all my systems. And believe it or not, my stomach, my GI system has been really hit. It was the one that was also hit by COVID because I was having diarrhea, because I had the Delta variant. You have to realize that when the vaccines were first rolled out, we did not have these variances. We did not have these variants. So they are not they were not meant to be as effective with the variants, because we did not have these variants when the vaccines were rolled out. And I understand that is why we probably are getting the breakthrough infections. But you also have to realize that is what makes me, the vaccine is what made me not have serious. I don't think if I had not had the vaccine, I would be here to tell this story. I have to tell you that with all certainty, because I was really sick and I was vaccinated. And even the doctors were asking me, and even when they did my antibodies, they did the spike antibody to check where my vaccine level is, and my vaccine level was very high. And they did check a lot to just make sure that that I'm protected, and just to make sure, and I was, and that is what they concluded, that if most of the doctors are telling me, most of my doctors, because I have seen all my doctors, I have seen my neurologist, my gastroenterologist, I have seen my rheumatologist, I have seen my pulmonologist. They are all saying that it could have been worse if I was not vaccinated, because COVID is a respiratory disease. I have a lot of respiratory issues, and I have a lot of comorbidities. like I have a lot of diseases and my immune system is very compromised. But anyway, so I was really sick. But I'm thankful that I'm here to share that journey and to say it in truthful, that sometimes when you believe that you're going to make it through, even when it sounds or seems very tough, you will make it through. I remember when I told my family back home that I had COVID, nobody wanted to talk to me. Nobody even wanted to call my mom. Nobody even wanted to see, because they were afraid for the worst. They were afraid that, oh my gosh, she has all this going on with her and now she has COVID. The same as my doctors. The first time I reached out to the one doctor that I reached out to my rheumatologist, my pulmonologist first, because I was having pulmonary issues and I have COVID, so I thought that was the right person to call. They directed me to my rheumatologist, who directed me to my primary care. So it's like nobody wants to deal with my case because they don't want to kind of make a mistake with a sick person as I am, and I'm putting it in quotes. They don't want to make a mistake, or they don't want to do the wrong thing, so they want to give me to the person who can be able to handle that. So I went around and around again, because my primary care told me, I think the best person to talk to will be your rheumatologist. So in between that time, I was losing time where I could have got my monoclonal antibodies, because I do qualify. I did even call the company for monoclonal antibodies, and I do tell people, talk about yourself, talk for yourself, be your own advocate, request for it. But by the time I was tossed back and forth from my primary care to my rheumatologist to my pulmonologist, the limitation for taking monoclonal antibody had passed, so I was not able to get it. But if I had just said, just ordered me monoclonal antibodies, or do I qualify for it? And I called the company and they told me that I qualified, and it was for free. They just send you to a clinic that you can get it for. So if any one of you get COVID, just remember to ask your doctors for monoclonal antibodies. Right now in Texas, it could be hard, because now it's only being given to the people who are who are in the hospital, I am thinking. But there's a time that it was being given outpatient. So anyway, so I'm here. My lungs are not any worse than they were. God preserved those for me. My GI, it's just like nausea. I have always had nausea, but now the nausea is so bad, like even after I had the infusions today, it's not being shaken by medication. So I'll try go take something stronger when I get home. What else? And I'll look at all your questions. And I'll answer them if you have any. I am an open book. You can share this live with your friends and family. And I'm an open book. Ask me anything, because the reason I'm doing this is because I want to spread awareness. So yes, so spread awareness, and know what we are fighting. This is me fighting something totally different from you fighting something else that is totally different, that is like affecting you. I'm using all the energy that I have today to drive myself home. I do miss Ashley taking me to the infusion clinic, because she can take my car and drive me, but now I'm solo. And when I was at the clinic and I needed stuff done, I would look at the empty chair and I would be like, oh my gosh, my Ashley. She is the perfect child for me. God knew what he was doing when he gave me Ashley. Is she absolutely perfect in every way? No. But she's the perfect child for me. First and foremost, anybody who knows me, she's like my best friend. So we talk about everything and anything. She drives me nuts, but that is what teenagers do. But she absolutely knows how to take care of me. So when she tells me, Mom, I want to be a nurse, I encourage her. I actually want her to overreach and probably be a doctor, but she wouldn't do that because my daughter is lazy. And I tell her that because we both agree. Even if she was here, she would tell you. I'll bring her live one of these days and we can talk. Actually, she wanted to do, let me tell you this, and I'm telling you this and I'm laughing. She wants to do a YouTube video calling it, no, YouTube channel calling it Raising Mom. And it's gonna be funny because you guys do not know, on my other side, I am hilarious. Sally, please tell them I am so funny. So what made her think about that is because when she comes to my room and asks me a question, anybody who has dealt with me one-on-one on a phone call for more than 10 minutes knows that I'm a goofball. So anytime she comes to my room, I say something that is really silly, or I tell her something that is hilarious. Look at people driving crazy. So I tell her something that is crazy or hilarious, and she's like, Mom, anyway. So I have the perfect daughter for me. She takes care of me, and I know she's not gonna leave my bed all weekend, and I'm thankful for that, So yeah, so you take care of yourself and the people you love. Try to mask up, wear your mask, keep your distance, get vaccinated if that is something that you believe in. Know that for me, the vaccine saved my life. With everything that I have on my plate, with every comorbidity that I have, with every medication that I take more than 22 pills a night. And that does not include everything else that I take during the day. So this sounds like a monologue. So because I cannot read your comments because I'm driving, so that is why it's kind of sounds like a monologue, which it is. But I'm just trying and pleading with you that whatever the fight that you're going through, whichever the fight and the battle that you're going through, whatever that you're fighting, fight it with your chest. Have the willpower to kind of go through with it and fight with all the mights that you have. Do not give up even when it feels like it's the easier way to do it. Boy, how many times I thought that I would give up. How many times I tell Ashley, I don't even know what makes me fight this hard. But I have a reason to fight. Every time I say that, I know deep inside my heart why I'm fighting. I fight because my daughter needs her mother. I fight because for the years that I have come in here and just told to keep on fighting, then quitting for me is not a choice. You know what I mean? It is, sometimes it's hard. What I have to go through sometimes is really hard. Sometimes what we have to go through to get to the other side of the tunnel is debilitating, but you fight anyway. Sometimes life might not be like we get, I usually call them curveballs. We get those curveballs and we don't know what to do with them. I'm fighting an illness. Somebody else is fighting something totally different, and it's totally debilitating and nerve-wracking. Whatever you're fighting, you have to fight it with your chest. You have to have the willpower to survive. That is what I call that. And I usually say push. You pray until something happens. It is not easy. It's not easy to have a fighter's attitude. It is not easy to have a fighter's attitude. It's not easy to always be on on defense mode every single time because you're willing and you're wanting to survive. Whatever you're going through. I don't know what it is. Now I'm home, so now we can talk. Now I can read, I can converse, I can be able to not have just a monologue. So we go through a lot. Now I can see Wahua Kihara, Dyke, Nancy Moiro, Stacy Thuku, Joy Shemeli. Hi everybody. So now I can see your comments are just literally just packed outside here. So whatever you're going through, I have not even taken my bracelet just from the way I came from the hospital, and as you can see, they usually have let me show you my scars. I usually have a pot over here. I'm sorry. I usually have a pot right here. Oops, am I showing my boobies? I usually have a pot right here. And so what they do is that they access it. So I had surgery, they put the pot in, and then so they access it when I go to the hospital. They put the needle over there, and that's how I get my medication. When it's out, they put paper tape, and they put a bandage and paper tape, because now I'm allergic to adhesive, so they can't put a band-aid. So that's what they put there. That is why they put it there, so that when I get home, and then I'll remove it and be okay. So that is what I was saying. Everybody is fighting something. Everybody is fighting a battle that we don't know nothing about. Be nice to everybody. Join them in their fight. Don't judge, because sometimes we judge too fast that we forget that somebody might be fighting a battle that we don't know nothing about. Anyway, so that is my story. That is how the last couple of months have been. That is why when I went quiet, it's because I was fighting COVID, and I didn't know. I didn't want to be judged like being careless, but it was not carelessness. How I got it, I do know how I got it and who I got it from. They were very sick. They did go to the hospital. They were not vaccinated. The person I got it from was not vaccinated. They went to the hospital. They were in the hospital for like 3 weeks. And then nobody else. Like, I was very careful. I need to call Carol. I think, I don't know whether Carol is here watching with me. Carol, if you're here, just say something. I need to add her here because she needs to tell you how uncareful I was with her. She's the one who was running my errands, and she came to my room a few times. Thank God she never got sick, because at that moment we did not know that I had COVID. But she could tell me, she could, now the day that I was like so congested and I was struggling to breathe, she said, I'm not going to hug on you, you have a cold. So we were thinking it's a cold. And that is the mistake that a lot of people are making, because the Delta variant come to you like a bad cold, like a bad flu or whatever. So people are not getting tested or getting treated in an urgency, because it feels like a cold. It first felt like a cold. So yeah, we did not know. So, but like when I lost my taste, and it was not like losing taste, I could still taste, but it was like kwa ubali, like from, and then the sense of smell just disappeared a little bit, and my sense of smell is so heightened. So when I couldn't smell like very well, I actually requested myself to be tested. And that is now, I was thinking there was no way I was gonna think that Carol did not get it. I know for my daughter was not exposed. I knew my mom was not exposed. And when Ashley heard that I had COVID, she would not come to my house for no reason. She disappeared. She's like, I'm not coming to the COVID unit. I'm not coming to the COVID unit. So there was no way for Ashley to be exposed at all. My mom was not exposed, but she came back like to take care of me. So she was coming in my room, but she was well covered and all that. So she was giving me food and all that. So yeah, so the reason I'm trying to avoid the infusion story today is because of side effects. I hate when I do infusions, when I come from infusions. The big deal is not even sitting there for 7 hours or 7 hours now. It's not even that, because I have been up since 6. I got to the clinic. I dropped Ashley to school around 7:15, and I went to the clinic. That is not the biggest deal. The big deal is not like sitting there in the clinic. The big deal is now from today to Monday, how it's gonna be. Nausea, like today is nausea and migraines as we are talking, before I get to forget, because when I get to the house. So let me show you what I take for my migraines. This is the medication I take for my migraines. It's called Ubivry. This helps a little bit, but the problem is I can only take one for 24 hours. So I cannot like just keep on popping it, like it's just one for 24 hours. So if the migraine does not go with this, then oh, I'm out of luck. And we are in Texas, it's 100 degrees out, so I just increased the AC. So this is what I take for my migraine. It's called Ubevry or whatever it's, I cannot even pronounce that, but it's Ubrelvy. That is what I have been prescribed, but I only take one in 24 hours. So I'll try this. And then I have had like very bad nausea. I always have nausea, but now it's heightened because of the infusions. So I will get home and take something stronger. So what is this? They have been juicing. So this is beets and carrots, and carrot, celery, and pineapple, something like that. So I took my Starbucks and then I had my juice, so I put it there. So I'll take that. So by the time I get home, by the time I get upstairs, I can take something now, like I'll take half a Finnegan, and it will help with the, and I can't see anybody's comments, so I'll look at the whatevers later. I'll look at your comments later and I'll reply to them. Yeah, but this is how we fight. You fight whatever you're fighting, how you fight it, but make sure that you're fighting to the end. I fight the illness, the side effects and stuff like that, and whatever life throws at me, just fight it however well I can be prepared to. And sometimes when you don't see I usually say when you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, it's because sometimes we have a door that you just need to push out. So don't just give up because you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Sometimes it's just a door that you need to push out for you to be able to be free. You know what I mean? So keep on fighting whatever you're fighting. Keep on doing whatever you're doing. Keep on trusting. Keep on trusting whatever you're trusting. Keep on doing whatever you have to do to keep yourself going. Because this journey is not it's not easy, and it's not for the weak-hearted. You kind of have to be strong about it. You kind of have to keep pushing. You kind of have to have the fighters, what is it called? The fighters attitude. Yeah, one day, hi, my loopy warrior. You fight too. The fighters mode. You have to be on fighters mode one day. You know, we fight. We can't give up, right? So regardless of what life throws at us, you just have to keep on fighting, just knowing that God above all, God has you. But you have to have yourself, you have to have set yourself for, you know, to prepare yourself. You can't go running a race when you're not prepared. The reason we are called warriors is because God gives the toughest battles to the strongest ones. That is what I think. Or that is what I tell myself. You have to convince yourself whichever way to be able to fight. Anyway, I think I've become monotonous. So now I'm gonna go, and I have taken my pill. So I gotta go upstairs, take another couple of pills, and just rest. And this weekend is just a resting weekend. So yeah, and those people who have not anyway, let me not say it like that. If you would like to support what I'm doing in Kenya with the Lupus Warriors, reach out to me so that you can get your merchandise. I have t-shirts, and what I usually do with those t-shirts is sell the t-shirts. The money I get, 100% goes to getting somebody in Kenya medication. So if you want to support that initiative, get in touch with me, order a t-shirt, a hoodie, whatever you want, I got it. All right. Anyway, I love you. I thank God for each one of you. So it's a blessing. It's a blessing to have you and to have your time. I do not take that for granted. You could have been somewhere else, but you chose to come and keep me company. So I do love you, and I do appreciate you. Thank you for being here with me. And please order the No Lupus merchandise. Please, so that we can be able to help those who are going through the same thing I'm going through back at home in Kenya. All right? Thank you, and may God bless you.